All right, you guys, back at you with another video on today. This is the Raw Podcast. Make sure you guys hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click that bell so that you'll know whenever we put up an upload. And without further ado, let's go and get into the installment. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions' new alternate helmets. Definitely got a request to be able to give my two cents on it and what I think about the Detroit Lions new helmet. Now, ultimately, I do think that the color on the Detroit Lions helmet is unique. I definitely love it. The color, I'm definitely a fan of the color. But I'm going to have to put out a disclaimer too as well and say with the logo, I do not like the logo. And the reason why I don't like the logo, it kind of reminds me of something that a kid would draw, when they're bringing it home to their parents. That's the type of lion it looks like someone just drew it on there, and it doesn't look ferocious. It doesn't look scary. It doesn't look none of those things. And I think that the way the Detroit Lions are playing and the way the new attitude and the new culture that they're building, I just think that for me personally, I could have did without that logo. And I know they kind of want to commemorate some of the old memories. But, these are the new Lions, man. You're trying to start a new thing and a new culture, man. And I just think that the Lions need more modern helmets. Now, if the Lions would have picked, per se, one of these helmets right here, I definitely would have been a fan of any of these helmets that they would have picked. I love the gray with the blue face mask. I love that helmet. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Definitely, I love the white and the blue as well. And then I still love the having the black in there, man. I love the blue with the black, the white helmet with the blue logo with the black outlining. And then I like the two-tone of the helmet on the bottom as well, with the gray up top, the blue in the middle, and then a little darkish, if you want to say a little darkish blue or something like that. Something a little bit different. That's, when I'm thinking about the Lions getting new things, I'm thinking about a total makeover. I'm not thinking about something that's going to be old. Now, a lot of people are in love with the new logo in the new ultimate helmet of the Detroit Lions, and I can't knock them. What I'm saying? I'm not going to knock anybody's opinion because they think that the helmet is a really, really nice helmet. And just in my opinion, I think that they could have they could have got a better logo. They could have had a more ferocious lion, or they could have just kept it to the lion that they have and just updated the color. So it's gonna wear on me for a minute. It's gonna take a minute for this logo to wear on me, man, because I'm still trying to make sense of it, and not belittle it or not, because, I want to see the Lions. I want to see them, number one, play well on the field. And I want to also see these guys look good in their uniforms, man. You want to see the team look good in new uniforms. And, especially if you're a fan that loves to buy uniforms, you want to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to want to have something that looks really, really nice. And I think this helmet right here in the middle, the helmet right in the middle, is probably the helmet that I would have picked for the Detroit Lions. The one with the blue stripe coming down the middle, with the black outlining, with the gray, with the blue lion with the black outlining. That is probably my number one helmet that I would have picked. And shout out to Teddy Images. I just think that the Lions should have given the fans an opportunity to be involved in bringing up the new helmets, man. They should allow, because there's so many helmets that you see from the Detroit Lions. When you look up images and stuff like that, you see all these different Detroit Lions helmets, and there's some of those helmets that's on there, man. Some of those helmets are fire, and these are a couple of those images from there. And, I know people might like some of the other images too as well. I couldn't put all of them on there, but I just started to go with some that I thought that would be pretty cool and that fans would probably like, or they probably may not like. You may not like any of these helmets that I put on here. But at the same time, I just thought that the Lions probably would go modern. I'm not knocking them because they have the new helmets with the old logo. It's just that I'm not a fan of the old logo. I'm just not a fan of it. I'd rather have something that's more modern and more aggressive and a new breed of lions instead of going back into the days, because we're no longer living in the 50s or the 60s anymore. We're living in the 2000s. So I think that the Lions deserve to have an ultimate helmets that's going to really give you that and it's going to really, especially if you're trying to sell merchandise and things of that nature of the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? I know people will still buy the hats and stuff like that, but at the same time, man, if you had that gray helmet right there in the middle with the blue logo with the black outline, and I think that would probably sell out like crazy. People would be on that on those jerseys like crazy. I can't wait to see what their uniforms are going to look like ultimately at the end of the day, because now you have these alternate helmets, and I think they're only going to wear them like they're only going to wear the helmets in 2 games this season. So my thoughts on the helmet is that I definitely love the color of the new Detroit Lions helmet. I'm not a fan of the logo, and this is not to knock Detroit or bash my team or anything like that. It's just to say I'm not a fan of the logo, and I wish they would have went with something more modern. That's what I thought that the Lions would ultimately do. Next time the Lions decide to do something, man, especially with the uniforms, get the fans involved. You know what I'm saying? Let the fans draw out some concepts and see what you can get out of those concepts. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with getting concepts from other people besides people that work for the Detroit Lions. Let's hear what the fans got to say about what type of uniforms they would love to see the Lions in. Let's see something different. Let's get something a little bit different. If you're gonna revamp the Lions, let's revamp them. Because see, when I think about a new jersey and when I think about new stuff, I think about a total makeover. I think about a total revamp. I don't think about going back into the old days, because the old days were the old days. You know what I'm saying? You can't get back those memories back in the old days, but what you can do is right now in the present, you can get a more modern look. And I think that that's where the way the Detroit Lions should ultimately go. Now, will the Lions decide to keep these helmets and rock these helmets throughout their duration of their tenure or whatever? It's going to be their prerogative. But at the same time, I still think that the Lions should not give up on getting new helmets, a new concept to their helmets. Even with the like if the Lions wanted to switch up from the gray helmets that they got right now, with the blue logo on it, I wouldn't mind getting this. I wouldn't mind getting something like this one that's in the middle. So you let me know as a fan. What do you think? You know, what is your mind? You know, are you in agreement with the new helmet? Do you think that Detroit did a real good job, or do you think that the fans should have had a voice in what the Detroit Lions are trying to do as far as uniforms and it's being able to grab new helmets and stuff like that? I think that that the Lions do need to let the fan base be a part of what they're doing, so that this fan base would feel like, yes, we had a part of the new breed of Lions. I just think that the Lions should have stuck with their old logo, which is fire. The Lions got one of the best logos in the league, man. The best colors, and they have one of the best logos in the league. And they decided to go with a lion that's just creeping and kind of looks like somebody drawed it, but looks like a kid had drawn it or something. But to me, they should have went with a more modern look. But hey, it's not my opinion. It's not my I'm not gonna say my opinion, but it's not my not my call on what the Lions are gonna do. But ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what I wanted to see, and I know as a fan, that's what you wanted to see as well. You wanted to see a more modern look, because you're thinking like, man, what are the Lions gonna do? You know, they're supposed to get new helmets. How are these helmets gonna look? So your whole time you're thinking like, to me, I'm thinking modern. I'm not thinking like go back old school. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking about something fresh for 2000. I'm not thinking about anything old. So I'm not gonna knock the new helmets. I'm not a fan of the new logo on the helmet. But other than that, I love the color. And hopefully the Lions, if they decide to change the other helmets, they would go with something more modern, like the helmet in the middle. So let me know, as a Detroit Lions fan, how do you feel and what do you think about the Detroit Lions alternate helmets? All right, guys, this is Raw Podcast, and I'll be back to you soon with another video. I'm out of here.